Hey folks, how y'all doing out there? Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining me here on the balcony. It's a beautiful day here in the Philippines. I got a nice cool breeze, clouds. Man, it is so cool out here. Why are you wearing a fucking vest out there? It's the tropics. Well, I'm wearing this vest for several reasons. Number one, I'll make this look good. Number two, wearing a wireless microphone, and if I sit here with my shirt off, I got to put it on some type of necklace, so it's just easier to wear this vest. And plus, did I mention I make this look good? Reason number four why I wear this vest, because I make this look good. I always get some comments about wearing this hot vest. Well, if you ain't wearing a damn shirt underneath it and it ain't zipped up, it really ain't all that hot. And it just gives me a place to put all my gear, and I make this look good. Anybody else want to ask me why I wear this vest? Somebody hit me up and said, man, I thought you weren't wearing Carhartt no more. I ain't. All that Carhartt stuff went to the garbage man, and stuff that I had left over to give to Filipinas down in the village. I do have a couple pieces of Carhartt stuff that I realized were tucked away, but I don't wear it. This vest is not by Carhartt. I bought this in Montana. It's where's it made? I'll have to look, but it's from a small company in Montana. It's not a Carhartt vest. What's crazy is they have a vest that's almost identical but better to the Carhartt vest I used to wear. It's actually made out of hemp, and I wish I would have bought that one. Maybe I picked that one up as well. But this is a nice vest. It's like a wax canvas. I think the wax canvas comes from England and is made not in China. I can't remember where it's put together. Anyhow, what am I going to talk about during this show? Just talk for 5 minutes about my damn vest. Most of the time, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. I sit down and hit record, and then something just pops into my head. So one thing I'm going to discuss is I did a poll recently, and the title of the poll, you can do these polls on the, not the community tab, it's the posts. So if you go home, videos, live, playlists, and posts, you can post stuff on here. Let's see. So the post is, from where did we produce your favorite videos? And there's 4 options. Cebu, Fatima's village, Subic Bay, Barrio Barreto, Angeles City, and I just threw Thailand in there, right? And I'm going to talk about the percentages. It's been running for a while. 7 days ago. How many votes it's got? I can't see how many votes the damn thing has. It's got like 300 something votes, but I don't see it here. Oh, there it is. 394 votes. So I just threw a poll out there and asked you fine folks, from what location over the years came your favorite videos? So I'll talk about the percentages in just a second. We'll talk about that. Oh yeah, drinking me a cold Coke. Let's see. Equation here: the louder the motorbike, the dumber the operator. So what you want to do when you hear those very loud motorbikes, you want to get out of their way. It's pretty simple. If you hear a loud one, it's usually a young kuya that's going to do some wheelies, or he's drinking, or going to do something stupid, or he's going to come through at 100 miles an hour. Just get out of their way. It's a simple equation. It's not like hearing a Harley roll through, somebody just taking a slow ride on a Harley and just chilling. No, you hear loud motorbikes here, get the fuck out of their way. Anyhow, got me a pipe. Got my pipe. Got some cherry pipe tobacco. Got my speaker with some music from Nashville. It's just a party of one going on up here. And you know what the old lady's supposed to be doing downstairs? Down on the bottom deck. She's supposed to be cleaning the grill, because I'm going to move that grill back up here. I brought it up here. I took it back down because during the rainy season, don't try to do shit outside. Why? It's the rainy season. But now that the rain has stopped, you've got the most beautiful weather, and we've had the most beautiful weather for weeks now. Southeast Asia is just absolutely gorgeous in the wintertime, wintertime in the West. And let me talk about something that I just realized, the location of what's going on. For the past few days, and I don't know how long it's been going on, maybe it goes on every day. It's like raining ash. Not fallout, but if you want to use that term, like fallout. It's just coming down, black ashes, pieces of ash just coming out of the sky and landing here on my damn balcony. So you know somebody's burning something somewhere. Well, what's crazy is I can barely see it, but with these glasses on, I can clearly see the smoke cloud off to the south over there where they're burning something. I don't know what they're burning, or if it's a trash pile they burn daily, or it's just construction site. I have no idea. But now I have identified the culprit of the trash that keeps falling on my head while I'm sitting out here on the balcony. Now I'll have to look on the map to see, and hopefully you can see the plume going that way. So I don't think it's going to fall on my head today. It's going over that way towards south of the SM. But what I can do is launch my drone and send my drone over in that direction and find out who the culprit is of this ashy, trashy fallout falling on my head. Another fun fact is at night, I sit up here and I see bats that come out about the same time every evening, and they're coming from it would be from the west, sort of like the west, northwest of where I'm sitting. But like when I see them roll out, they're at like 200, 300 feet altitude. They're not flying low. When I see them, they're way up there. 250 feet, somewhere around there. And why is that easy to estimate? Well, Jump Towers, Fort Benning, 250, right? So they're at least 250 to 300 altitude when I see them, and then they start converging down at a lower altitude around here and eating all the mosquitoes and the bugs. Last night I sat here and watched the stars, and all you got to do these days is stare up at the sky, and you will just see shit flying through the sky that you are like, what the hell is that? A lot of it is satellites and Starlink or the space station, stuff like that. But it don't take very long of staring up at the sky these days to just shit that makes you go, if you're tracking an object and all of a sudden it'll take a right turn or something, you're like, whoa. Anyhow, I love sitting out here on the balcony. The other thing too about the balcony, down on the bottom level, if I'm standing there at the grill, I'm getting eaten up by damn, 2-3 flies hanging out around my ankles. I gotta put long pants on. You get up one deck, all that shit, most of that shit goes away. Ain't no mosquitoes, no flies, nothing up here to bother me on the deck. And the other thing is, it's easier to manage the children, especially Forrest G. When he has a wide open space, he's running all over the place. He's into things all the time. And when I get him up here on the balcony, he's got a smaller space, not as active. So much easier to watch the children up here on the balcony. So I'm moving the grill back up here, and if I can figure out a way to get my pizza oven up here, it's coming up here too. But that damn thing's heavy, and me and Big Pumpkin can't get it up here, and it's wide. So I don't know if I can get the pizza oven up here, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give it the old college try. Did I mention this is just a hangout video? There's no real purpose. Some of the things I do, lot of you gentlemen out there divorced, you're sitting there in your easy chair petting your Labrador. You got us up on the big 85-inch big screen drinking a beer after a hard day in the grind, and you just hang out with me because it's just you and your dog sitting there. Other people, get to the point. That's not what my show, that's not the type of show I run. I did this video years ago about this Yeti cup. It's a Yeti canister with an airtight lid. And so many people have bought those things, myself included. That's why I did the video. If you leave something in there and it builds up pressure and ferments, you can't get that lid off. It's like a pressure cooker. And so I did a video about it, right? And all the comments, you took 20 minutes, you could have told me in the first 30 seconds, they just cuss you. So I changed it for the title, the thumbnail, the first comment, the description. All that tells the people, hey, it's got pressure in it. Put it down and be careful, right? It's a pressure cooker. It's got too much pressure on it. You can't get the lid off. People still fucking complain. And you think about what people in the West do. And if you take away work, if they're not at work, and they're in such a fucking hurry to do what? To get home to play a damn video game? To get home to do what? Why are you in such a big ass hurry? Yeah, okay, I understand it. You got to be at work on time, right? Other than that, people in America, all these road rage incidents, so damn angry at one another out and about. For what? So you can rush home to play fucking Call of Duty? Fucking exercise your thumbs? Don't make no sense to me. Okay, so from where do we produce your favorite videos? Cebu and Fatima's village is coming in at 27%. 27%, so round it up, almost a third. Almost a third of you fine folks really enjoyed the village videos and living down in Cebu. The next one is Subic Bay Barrio Barreto, coming in there at 46%. Almost half of you fine folks said those were the best videos. 16% says Angeles City and 11% Thailand. Why is that? Well, I never intended to spend this much time in the Philippines, but a plan never survives first contact. Lockdown, kids, what have you. Boom, I end up spending most of my time over here in the PI while I continue to maintain that I live in Thailand. That's just for my own sanity, okay? So most of my viewership, you find folks out there interested in the Philippines. You're not interested in Thailand. But if I sat there and go home to Thailand and do videos every day for 6 months, well, obviously the audience and the numbers and the percentages will change. But why did everybody, including myself, why did we enjoy the stuff from Barrio Barreto? And I've said on a previous video, out of all the places I've lived here and stayed in this country, Barrio Barreto was number one. Just for many reasons. If you're not familiar, you have Longapo here and SBMA, the old base. And then just a little bit north of there is Barrio Barreto. And it's just a small little town right there on the water, right on Subic Bay. Sort of like in a bowl with the mountains behind you. You got everything you need there. They even got a McDonald's there now. Now when we lived there was no McDo. You had Jollibee. But you got everything you want there. You got restaurants, bars, the hotels, the resorts. And during the lockdown, that was the best place to be. Barrio Barreto number 1, Angeles City number 2. My God, if that mess ever happens again, if they ever hint about that shit, get the hell out of this country immediately. Don't stay around to see what they're gonna do. Get the hell out. If you're forced to stay, Barrio Barreto is a great choice. That's enough. I'll leave it at that. But a big thing when we were over there, what did we have? Okay, Janice was a big part of the show. She's quite a character, speaks great English, and just non-stop running that flapper, making jokes. She was a big part of what made everything funny. Of course, we have Faye. Faye's the same way, always talking, funny, cutting jokes. Hung out with my buddy Kevin a lot. Shout out to you, man. I hope you're doing well over there. Obviously had Eric and Mercy. Had a cast of characters and friends, you know, that made life a lot more interesting, a lot more fun, especially during the lockdown. You know, if it weren't for our friends, our close friends over there, you know, life would have been pretty tough. But yeah, I like what we were doing over there. We did a lot of camping, we did a lot of hiking, a lot of stuff on the water, or just barbecuing on the beach. I mean, how can you not love a good barbecue on the beach and just the background of Subic Bay? You know, it's just beautiful with the island out there, a couple islands, the mountains. It's absolutely gorgeous. How can you not love it? Plus, I was drinking, doing a lot of cooking, a lot of crazy live streams. So I tend to agree. I had a lot of fun living over there, and the lifestyle made for good footage. But then, so you round it up. Say a half, 50% of our audience says Subic Bay, and then almost a third says the Village. So last night we're watching one of the videos where we took Forrest G and the crew to the beach, just down the road from where we used to live down there in her little hometown. It had all the thing that boy likes to do. He loves to go to the beach, and he will stay in the water and run, jump, just wide open all day long. And it's like trying to get a kid out of Toys R Us when you try to get Forrest G out of the beach. He just doesn't want to go. He can stay there for 10, 12 hours. Come out, get him a bite to eat, get something to drink, he's straight back there. And where Maria likes to dig sandcastles all day, they love that. And so we're sitting there watching that last night, and I'm just watching his face, and he's just watching it like, you know, what the hell happened? I mean, he's just smiling, he's looking, and then you can see in his eyes, he's like, why am I not going to the damn beach every week like we used to go to the beach? I don't know, so it sort of struck a chord. And then, of course, he's looking at Grandma and everybody else in the video, and, you know, it makes you start thinking. You know, up here in Angeles City, sitting on this balcony, got Mount Riot right over there, just beautiful view. I got Grab, I got Paisano's Pizza, easy to deal with immigration. I got an airport over there. A lot more convenient for the foreign dude. They go to a great school here. But when you watch that video and you watch the kid's reaction, it's a totally different lifestyle. Living this suburban lifestyle. Now we got a pool in the neighborhood. We can take them to the pool, but it ain't the same as going to the beach and staying at the beach and barbecuing all day with your whole family. I mean, just got to keep it real and keep it factual and objective, right? So why am I talking about this? Well, you know, I'm thinking 6 months, a year down the road, what have you. Well, really 6 months. Once they get out of school, what's the next move? Next move to stay here. So that's Omni Aviation, I believe. At the flight school. Sit here and watch Cessnas fly over. I'm telling you, there's nothing like having a good balcony, really. If I had not had that balcony, here comes another fucking Ricky Racer. If I had not had that balcony when we were in prison over there, during that lockdown, I would have went absolutely mad. There's no way I could have made it. That balcony is what saved my ass. Being able to get out on that balcony, fire up the camera, fire up them live streams, do them cooking shows, get some sunshine. And I know most of y'all don't understand how severe it was here. We were in prison for a long time here. That balcony saved me. And so, you know, had that beautiful balcony down there in her hometown at the bait shack, just overlooking the water and the sunsets. Oh my gosh, I miss those sunsets. The sunsets here are pretty beautiful in that direction over the mountains, but you can't see it. Once it starts getting right here towards the mountains, you can't see for the trees. But down there at the bait shack, man, you saw that sun go down over that water. I knew exactly what time the sun set at night. I miss those sunsets. Anyhow, so I just thought I would throw that out there. Those numbers, if you haven't looked at that or if you haven't voted in that poll, go over to the post, click which one you think was and is the best. But as I've said before, you can never go home again, right? Well, that's the old saying. You can never go home again. And the reason you can never go home again is because you're trying to recreate the era, the time of that, the timing, the people who were there, and yourself at that age in that era. And those are all things you can't recreate. You can't recreate the 70s. You can't recreate when you were, 10 years old. You can't recreate all that. That's why you can never go home again. You try to go back to somewhere, it's not going to be the same. And usually it's never as good. Because in your mind, you never left. You're trying to step back into that era, and everybody else has moved forward. They don't do the same shit. All my rowdy friends have settled down. Over the past few years, that's really kicked hard. Because before I slowed down, all my rowdy friends had already settled down or died. So I sort of feel like I was the last man standing to settle down when I quit drinking. Coming up on a year ago, or is it 2 years? Pardon my ignorance, but I can't remember if it's coming up on a year or coming up on 2 years. Anyhow, so I was like the last man standing, but now I'm settled down. I got people who show up here, friends, what have you. Obviously, they're going to stay over there in the tourist zone and go to Walking Street. That's the only time I ever set foot over there. So I've been over there, a couple times since we've been here. And that's only because I've got friends who show up into town and they want to go out. Okay, I go out with them. Other than that, I don't go down there. I got no reason to go down there. Just times have changed. Interests, our portfolio of enthusiasms, they diminish and they change. So I hear the old lady downstairs with her water hose, and I hope that she's getting that grill all squared away. And tomorrow I'm going to wrestle that thing up here. And I said, you know what? Maybe I spark up a couple live streams in the morning, which will be the evening time for you fine folks out there over in America. Not everybody's from America, but the lion's share of our viewers are. Spark up the live stream in the morning here, which will be when you're laid back in your easy chair there. And I'll fire up some pork steaks for the ladies that come over. Like this morning, there was only 2 ladies in Big Pumpkin hanging out. A couple were absent or what have you. So the Syrac girls aren't coming over every morning in force like they were before Christmas. Just doing other things, getting burnt out on the routine every morning, what have you. But maybe I will fire up some pork steaks for whoever shows up over the next few days. surprise the ladies with some of my pork steaks on the grill. Just tell Big Pumpkin, don't say nothing. Don't let nobody know that old single dad's gonna fire up the pork steaks on the grill at 7 in the morning. Don't tell nobody. It'll just be whoever shows up. Whoever shows up, early bird gets the worm. You gotta be present to play. You gotta be present to eat. I'm not gonna put it out there ahead of time. It'll just be a roll of the dice. Whoever shows up gets to eat my delicious pork steaks. I tell you, I agree that drinking Cokes and soft drinks is probably worse than drinking light beer. You know? But it's my vice. It's my vice. I quit drinking. I get up in the morning, I drink some coffee, I drink water most of the time, but this Coke is my vice. You know, drink me a cold Coke over ice, get chilled out. I don't crave beer, alcohol, or anything like that, except when I'm sweating. If I'm sweating, go for a long run, or we go to the market and hadn't had anything cold to drink, oh yeah, I could pop the top on a cold beer right quick. It's not because I have a craving, it's because I'm thirsty, and that's what I used to do. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. Work all day out on the construction site or out in the field, and then you reach into that cold ass cooler at about 5:30. Man, that beer tastes good. Where if you tried to drink a beer at 9 in the morning, it wouldn't taste good. You got to go work from, 06 to 1800 in the hot sun in the summer, then reach into that damn cooler full of natural light or Bush or back in the day, whatever you had, right? And you pop the top on that cold one. That's the best tasting beer in the world. But you got to work 12 hours in the heat, manual labor, to bring out the true flavor of a beer. So when I'm hot and sweaty, a cold Coke over ice does the same thing. Once I drink a Coke, I ain't thinking about beer. Folks, I want to thank you for hanging out with me. Again, sometimes this is just a hangout. I want to thank you all for being a loyal viewer and subscriber here on my show. A few months, suburban lifestyle training will be over. So old single dad is just looking ahead. What's the next move? Where's the next stop? The next chapter? So that little poll right there told me a lot about, there you go, there's some of that shit falling down on my head now. I see it coming. But I know where it's coming from now. It's about, about 2-3 clicks south of here. It's either a landfill they're burning or a construction site, or they're making charcoal or burning tires. I don't know what the hell they're doing. All I know is it's like fallout coming down on me like snow. There's a big piece right there just floating around. Welcome to the PI. What do you do? There's no complaint forms here. I'd like to go down there and say, hey, could you please stop burning whatever the fuck you're burning, because I don't want to get rained on with plastic fallout. My gosh. Anyhow. Well, folks, I'm going to go down and see if Big Pumpkin has done an excellent job on cleaning my grill, so I can hump that thing up the stairs and put it back over here. Man, it's just a beautiful day. I know some of y'all are freezing your ass off over there in America or Canada, over that way. A year ago, I was in Great Falls, Montana, freezing my ass off. New Year's Eve, I was at Times Square. I put that video out there. Most folks, not most, but a lot of folks, they just read the title and start commenting, right? Oh, why you would go to Times Square and spend all that money? I was at Times Square in Great Falls, Montana, watching the ball drop from but it's Times Square, but it's in Great Falls. There was a couple hundred people there maybe? Go watch the video. the ball dropped from a cherry picker, a bucket truck, I can't remember. That was a tree service. The tree service came out there, set up their truck, and dropped the ball at midnight. It was great, but it was colder. It was colder than a witch's tit laying face down in the snow with brass nipples. It was cold, and that's what taught me that, hey man, you can't move to Montana. You're too old now. You've been in the tropics too long. This is too brutal. Too much of a change. I can't take the cold weather like that. I keep my ass right here in the tropics or somewhere toasty, balmy. You know what I mean? So anyhow, folks, hit that thumbs up button. Maybe you learned something, maybe you thought about something. If not, at least you hung out and you weren't alone. Again, if you're sitting there petting your Labrador, divorced, alone, freezing ass cold, wherever you're at, maybe I'll brighten up your day or your evening like a ray of sunshine. And speaking of that, I think the sun's about to poke out behind them clouds. It's at this hour though, it's going down. It's just, it gets cooler and just more beautiful and beautiful. I just feel blessed to have this little balcony. I need me a bamboo cooking table though. Mostly everywhere I go, that's the first piece of equipment that I have somebody make for me, because I got height and specifications that I want now. I gotta find me a bamboo carpenter or a bamboo specialist to make me a new cooking table to my specifications. But again, the only problem is how the hell gonna get it up them stairs and get it up here. You have to wrestle it up from the outside, which if you have 3-4 kuyas, you could do it. A couple of us couldn't do it. You need about 4 or 5 kuyas to get that thing wrestled up here. But hey, where there's a will, there's a way. I'm gonna smoke up my pipe. I'll see you fine folks on the next one. Thanks for hanging out with me, and peace out, my friends.